Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is a ladder match that was played sometime close to October. Upper left-hand corner, we have Shineee starting. That's not Shineee, who honestly, from what I understanding, is actually kind of a jerk out in the Korean community. I think he was banned from a couple things. But regardless, he's apparently the best Terran player, according to Artosis. He just puts in a lot of time practicing TVT and has even beaten Flash in TVT, which is something he has tried to get. I believe he attempted and has succeeded to get into ASL previously. He's going up against old school TVT player Forgg, and this is going to be, I believe, on Deja Vu. So a little bit of Deja Vu out there with Forgg. It's good to see him playing. Love to see him to make an accelerated comeback. I always enjoyed his style of play, although it's been such a long period of time and I haven't seen him play as of late, so I don't know what I can't say what his style of play is anymore. It's one of those things. It's been a while, which is part of the reason I've been checking out some of his games here. Anyway, cross spawns, which I feel like cross spawn position ends up being a little bit less favorable for mass vulture play. This is on Deja Vu. But again, really why I'm doing this is because, by the way, check out Artosis Cast channel. Artosis's Twitch, something completely different. Go there if you feel very brave. Otherwise, Artosis Cast, he's got a lot of cool, interesting TVT. His Terran insights are phenomenal, and he's got a lot of fun games. He's like every Flash game gets covered. Looks like we are going to see a barracks into refinery. I kind of like what Shinee's doing, and this is another reason I wanted to observe him, where he's got this barracks out to the corner. This leads me to believe he is going to go for more aggressive early vulture play. Mostly because when you have that barracks to this low position, what that allows you to do, and I think this is kind of an underestimated aspect of TVT play, is how many Marines you produce out of the initial barracks, and then also getting that barracks up in the air as rapidly as possible so that you can get the scout of how many factories are in your opponent's base. And yeah, you take attack and damage, but usually usually it doesn't end up burning. And usually you can confirm whether there's 2 or 6 or whatever is going on with your opponent. Anyway, both players scouting the upper right-hand corner first. We've got a supply depot being built alongside. It looks like it is going to be uninitial Marine. No Marine on the opposite side, so Forgg going to get that factory up a little bit earlier. But look for a big factor this match, again, being the earlier scouting information potentially for Shineee. And he's got that ramp in the meantime blocked against any sort of SCV incursion. The Marine looks like he is going to be able to should be able to get to the corner before that SCV's there. Let's see if he's able to box it out. But you can see how much, so just as far, the Marine going all the way down to try to push that SCV away. But you can see just the travel distance. This barracks is already hitting the lip of this ridge, where this barracks still has not exited Forgg's base. Now, whether that will be the game-ending thing or not, I don't know. But I do think it's one of those things that can give a pretty sizable advantage for tearing down the line. Anyway, command center drop on both ends. So at the initial onset, it is close to a build order, close to an identical build order. Again, the only variation here effectively being a little bit of an earlier Marine, a little bit later opposite side. It looks like Forgg didn't get a scout himself. Is going to go ahead and return home. Looks like both players are going to open up with a vulture. And I'll be interested to see, this will be another indicator, is how much area this barracks traverses. And I'm almost wondering if Forgg, if he spots that earlier barracks incoming, does that cause him to change his build order is the other question, and opt for more of a machine shop first in response. Only a single factory down, 2 vultures out. So we got 2 factories, and I'm wondering if Shineee does this also to be able to potentially respond to his opponent. But never mind, as I say that, we've got I missed this, proxy starport at the 9 o'clock location. I'm talking about the scouts so much. I'm kind of missing what's happening on the ground. So we're seeing machine shop and potential incoming Wraith. Looks like we already have an armory being dropped, however, for Forgg. I don't know how he I don't know that he scouted this, but damn near psychic. I don't know if he's going to get Goliath out immediately after these vultures, or if that was intended as his overall plan. I believe this is part of the plan, is just to go to Vulture Goliath initially, and then maybe drop machine shops and go to siege tanks. In the meantime, first siege tank is going to be out on Shinee's side of the map. So armory going to complete. Do we see after the vultures just immediate, or is it just going to be fast +1 weapons is the next question. Wraith is incoming, and we do see double Goliath being queued up. That Wraith still might be able to get some damage done, but the 4GG could drastically mitigate losses by just kind of shuffling around the field. Barracks is floating forward. It's not going to be in position, though, to see that armory. Might be able to see the Goliaths as they're produced, however. Oh, no, and actually, never mind. The timing of this is actually going to end up working against Shineee. The Goliaths are going to spawn right as this Wraith is incoming. He's running up to deal with this, and oh, is that Wraith even going to make it out? Took some damage, and that Barracks actually... So this was actually an interesting play from 4GG. He's like, okay, that Barracks is so far forward. Forget this. I'm just going to go Goliath and knock it out of the air. So 2 additional factories getting dropped immediately in the space of this. That's kind of an interesting play. And now no more information in the base. The Wraith is still going to be able to get a spot of scouting information, but Cloak is not upgraded. There's no control tower otherwise, so he's only going to get the scouting information that way. He's going to have to exit, and now complete lack of information, potentially both directions. I believe 4GG got the information he was looking for, is going ahead and peeling out of base. However, Shineee does have 2 siege tanks compared to just Vultures and Goliaths. Double machine shop dropping. I wouldn't be shocked actually to see triple machine shop drop from 4GG to go ahead and try to equalize the siege tank count. Shineee still just has more damage that he can levy. Barracks getting assaulted now as it was trying to hide out to the corner for 4Gs. Oh, so it will be tit for tat. Second machine shop dropped, and we're going up to 4 factories in the midst of this for 4GG. So right now the larger, so momentarily it's the Barracks landing that's forcing a lot of these. Oh, the siege tank's actually just going to move out to position. Not going to pay for it all that much. The Vulture actually starting to scoot forward. That very nice. Wow, on the edge of vision, be able to scoot out and take no damage. It looks like it's going to be Vulture upgrades, no additional machine shop. And it is a much lighter Vulture count here for 4GG, but, and I don't, or for, hold on. Shine is moving out. So Shineee moving out mid-map. I am very concerned about this, as you got 4 factories that are pumping nothing but Vultures. You've got speed and mines. And even depending on when these tanks siege, this could be an absolute disaster. This could just be an overwhelming amount of troops for Shineee to deal with. He's trying to press forward and go for kind of a soft contain out to the front. He does still, does he have that Wraith somewhere around here? I don't know that he has the Wraith. So the Vulture's scooting forward. 4GG losing a single Vulture, but he can honestly, yeah, loop around. Maybe Shineee has enough to just punch through this. 4GG sweeping back, now crashing on top of this. The Goliaths, everything else moving up as well. I think this is going to be it for the siege tanks on the front. But this is going to expend at least that Vulture attack force. But the secondary problem now for Shineee, this could be GG, honestly. Oh, loses all siege tanks because this is now a very vulnerable natural expansion. There's a single siege tank to defend, and 4GG can honestly just pummel this with a large amount of Vultures. He's dropping a 3rd machine shop now in the space of this, still keeping the 3 Goliaths. So it looks like he's not going to press forward and punish this. Maybe because there is siege tech and there could have been a tank sieged up to this high ground to try to mitigate some of that damage. +1 weapons, by the way, out there in the field. Siege tech upgrading, but 4GG recognizing he's got map control, that Shineee, and is Shineee going to move out again? Shineee kind of going for a soft move out right this second. 4GG feeling confident enough, 1 with his mind spread, 2 recognizing that it's kind of one of those chess maneuvers. It's like you got the knight pinned, you take the advantage elsewise on the map. It kind of feels like that right now with that the defenses at the natural expansion, where we got a handful of siege tanks here, but Shineee, you can see, is very tentative about moving too far forward because of that potential stream of Vultures that could push the way across. And in the meantime, 4GG going to get a faster 3rd base. He's going to be able to probably overtake the siege tank count pretty rapidly because he was able to wipe the siege tank count off previously. And he's got the 3 machine shops rolling. This is now going to be 5 factories for Shineee, a 5th factory. Sorry, a barracks being rebuilt. I forgot the barracks got lost from 4GG. We do have a control tower that was dropped. Somehow this has not been spotted this entire time. 4GG moving to maybe take some territory mid-map. And Shineee, you can see, is very, very worried about the current, his map control right this second. Worried about high ground being pressed by 4GG and potentially losing position there. 4GG in the meantime just kind of solidifying his side of the map on the interior ramp on his edge and just establishing that 3 o'clock base. Has a lot of comsat stations up and just kind of using that for latent detection. Does he have +1 weapons is the next question. I kind of missed that. It looks like +1 weapons is upgrading for 4GG. He's a little bit ahead of Shineee in that regard. A bunch of SCVs now transferring to the 3 o'clock location. Vulture's then a drop ship, however, out to the top right, that could create a lot of havoc. Some vultures getting cleared out and a lot of the attack troops out of position. So it looks like some vultures are going to be able to get some kills here. And this is huge for Shineee, actually. And Forgg very slow to respond. And so actually Shineee with this attack able to equalize and overtake the SCV count, at least momentarily, and scoop right back up. We have a Wraith queued up. It looks like we have some more vultures potentially making the way to the main to get some more damage on the SCV lines. Tank sieging up there. It looks like they're at least able to scout, check things out. They're going to swing back around. That Wraith should be the end of this, or if the Goliath, just trying to sneak it out. In the meantime, Shineee doing a pretty good job. Yeah, it looks like he's like, okay, I got you distracted and out of position with this dropship. So now let me go ahead and press forward and take some territory. He is sitting on 5 factories. It looks like he's going to build a command center from the interior. And he's basically trying to make a claim towards top right and keep Forgg into the bottom right-hand quadrant of the map right this second. So starting to stage up that direction. Comsats both directions. Superior vulture count on Forgg's side, but just more siege tanks right now and on a better spread from this angle for Shineee. So nice tactical engagement point. Forgg is once again jumped back up to the 66 workers, but Forgg recognizing, okay, you split position here. You're starting to threaten my 3 o'clock. I can just go right underneath and potentially attack your natural expansion, pin you in from there. So Shineee going for the 3 o'clock. Is he going to be able to defend his natural and anything else in the meantime? The barracks taking heavy amounts of damage. This might need to be a liftoff here from Forgg to go ahead and defend. He's checking that 3 o'clock, making sure it's taken care of, dealing with some mines as well. But this might, wow. So with that counter maneuver, so now we got a stranded attack force out at the 3 o'clock and a soft contain for Forgg. So sacrificing that third to get better positioning, continuing to mine it at kind of an inverted location. That command center is taking damage. It looks like it's finally going to lift off. A couple of SCVs losing their life, just making sure no 3 o'clock base is up. Now my question is can Forgg sustain this? So he's got mines out 12 o'clock, the 9 o'clock location, but this is a closer reinforcement point, and you've got a lot of these troops now backing up after denying that 3. Vultures out, going ahead and pecking away at the siege tanks that were lightning there. So Shineee going to be able to continue to deny that 3 o'clock base, and I don't know that Forgg is going to be able to hold this contain. Might be able to force some not great trades. In the meantime, we still have this large attack force making its way back to the 3 o'clock location. Cloak now up. Going to be able to pick off those siege tanks and continue to deny the 3 o'clock. Might be able to get the command center as well. And we might have the inverted situation here, opposite side from Forgg. So Forgg able to get that contain opposite end, but is Forgg moving up troops to go reestablish that 3 o'clock? Huge amount of siege tanks moving now to contain his natural expansion. Mines are going to plant. If these mines, oh, they're just out of range. That could have been massive damage, but more SCVs getting pummeled. It looks like the Wraith are going to be able to clean up and cut off that 3 o'clock. Same problem, opposite direction now on both ends. However, these Wraith really being a huge burden to Forgg. Continually just, he's lost all sorts of units all over the place, losing control a little bit of Goliaths at his forward front. Siege tank making forward, control center, command center trying to make its way up, I presume, to the 12 o'clock. Mines are going to clear out a little bit. There's still some siege tanks to try to peel back. So siege tanks on both ends. What a nutty match. So siege tanks on both ends blockading. The 3 o'clock has been continually pelted by Wraith. Wraith look like they might be able to take out this 3 o'clock base of Forgg's. His Goliaths are standing by to try to go and support that, but they've been blockaded. Some vultures able to sneak through the lines as tanks were unsieging and clear up Forgg's defenses. And the command center floating to 12 o'clock, it's going to need some sort of clearance to get rid of those mines otherwise. So Forgg needs to make a move now. He's got to do so at an inferior economy and into a well-held position here by Shineee. That single siege tank was 7 HP. Not getting focused. That's brutal. Wraith making their way in. Not a lot. And it looks like Shineee did a fantastic job focusing on the Goliaths as well. So the Wraith are all that's remaining. Forgg still has the 3 o'clock base is rebuilding SCV on location. More siege tanks. Oh man, Forgg gonna GG right there. Actually, well played by Shineee, because the Wraith just overwhelming, and he was just gonna get pelted down siege tanks and wasn't gonna be able to reestablish at 3 o'clock. I think he presumed that this 12 o'clock was up, whether there was another base up. But just giving it, that might even have been a frustration G. Well played from Shineee. Kind of a crazy one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.